Hi, Nancy Mueller here. Today I'd like to talk to you about crying and divorce. I think it was Shakespeare that said, "To weep is to make less the pain from sorrow." In other words, when you're feeling pain, actual pain and sorrow, that only crying seems to help. How therapeutic, how helpful, how much good are you doing yourself when you're crying during your divorce? Let me be honest with you. In stage 2 and very much of stage 3 of my divorce, I cried a lot. I cried because I was frustrated. I cried because I felt helpless. I cried because I didn't know what I was doing. I cried because I was afraid of the future. I cried because I felt like a failure. There was just so much to cry about. And not only that, but the physical pain, the real, the hurting inside, where I just felt like my life is never going to be the same again, that I'm never going to find something to be happy about again. Everything in my life revolved around my marriage. And now that my marriage was ending, it was very difficult to imagine my life in any way other than it had been. You know, there are a lot of motivational speakers out there who will tell you to live as if and plan for the future and create affirmations. But when you're feeling really low, when you feel like your world is ending, when you're not sure what the next step is going to bring, when you just feel like everything in your life as you know it has come to a screeching halt, how do you find a way to stay out of the crying? Sometimes I'd be at work and I'd think, this is great, it's keeping my mind off of things, and I'd find that I'd have to jump up from my desk and run into the bathroom and stand in the stall and cry my eyes out until it was just all cried out, and then go back to my desk and resume work. I was so tired of crying, and then I was worried because, oh my gosh, if I'm tired of hearing me cry, what about my friends? Are they tired of hearing me cry? And then that was something else to worry about. So crying brought on so many things for me. But what I wanted to share with you today is, please give yourself permission to cry through whatever you need to cry through during your divorce. Because tears of sadness, it's like a cleansing. Now, I would suggest that if you find that you're crying all the time and you just can't seem to find happiness or joy in anything, and your crying leads to depression where you don't want to get out of bed, please make sure that you're seeking help for this. Because when you are in the depths of despair where you just can't stop crying, this is something that you want to look for help. But just the crying part where little things bring tears, like you remember things that you used to do together, or fear of what's going to happen, what's coming in the future, how are you going to go on, how are you going to cope, how are you going to move from a we to a me, how are you going to divide everything that needs to be divided. There's so many questions that we ask ourselves. And then we kind of get to a point where we don't even want to admit how much we cry. You know, people will say, "How are you doing?" And you're like, "Oh, good, I'm good, I'm holding up. I'm great, I'm fine, I'm wonderful," right? Because nobody really wants to hear, "I'm sad, I'm crying, I don't know what to do." And the thing is that we tend to hold on to, I don't know, that space where we just want to seem fine, like we're strong, we're handling it. Don't worry about me, I'm good, I'm getting through this, I'm strong, I can handle this. But the truth is, we can't handle it. No one can handle it. Divorce is like a death. It's an ending. Of course, it also creates a new beginning. But when you're going through the ending, the end part, the part that's coming apart, coming unraveled, leaving you without anything that you have known up to that point of stage 2, which is going through your divorce, and stage 3, trying to put divorce behind you. please, please give yourself permission to cry when you need to cry. Because crying truly cleanses the soul. It just allows you to get all of that negative energy and all of those thoughts and emotions out of you, and just purge it out of you. Because if you don't find a way to release, you might find that you have pent-up anger and frustration, and that's no good to anyone. Because anger, being angry at someone, it's like taking poison and expecting someone else to die. It's not going to happen. So if you're feeling angry and frustrated and you're not allowing yourself to cry, my big question to you today is, why? And if you were to tell me, because the tears just won't come, there's a reason behind that as well. There is a sadness here, and divorce has steps of grief, and you want to give yourself these steps, and knowing how to walk through these steps, how to walk through the 3 stages of divorce. This is what's going to help you be empowered to get through your divorce. If you have any questions on your 3 stages of divorce, or you're feeling like you just don't know what to do or where to take the next step, please visit masteringyourbeliefs.com. So I'd like to leave you with this parting thought. If you feel the need to cry, then girl, you go ahead and cry, because crying truly will help alleviate the pain. In the meantime, this is Nancy Mueller saying ciao for now.